We're about to break down Mel Kiper's final and official 2023 NFL Draft Big Board. But first, the entire NFL Draft will be right here on Chat Sports. We're going to have a great time, have some fun along the way. Make sure you are subscribed, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We'll have you covered all the news and rumors. My final mock draft, by the way, coming out in roughly 24 hours. It'll be out at some point Wednesday evening. Top 12 last year. We'll see if that continues this season. Let's get in then. Number 1, it is Jalen Carter, the defensive lineman from Georgia. Kiper says Carter's stock has not dipped in the eyes of NFL teams. We'll see if that's the case come draft time, but he's got him still at number 1. No change at number 2. Bryce Young. Kiper had said if Bryce Young checks in above 200 pounds, he'll be his number 1 quarterback. And he did. So he stays there at the second spot. We'll stay in the SEC for player, I should say, number 3 and number 4, teaser alert. Will Anderson, he's actually my number 1 guy. To put this in perspective, over the past 2 years, now you're taking away some good players from last year, Will Anderson had 130 pressures, 45 more than any other player in college. That is a significant amount, and I do think he would have been the number 1 player last year, the number 1 pick, had he been draft eligible. Number 4 is Will Levis, and we'll spend some time on the rumors from this morning. The draft odds drastically change. Will Anderson goes from like plus 4,000 to like 4-1 to be the number 1 overall pick. What's going on? Does Vegas know something? Well, there was a Reddit post from somebody, no one knows who, claiming Will Levis was telling friends and family he was the number 1 pick. The Panthers are going to take him. A flood of bets come in. Vegas adjusts the odds. I think it's a Spider-Man meme. Will Levis, is the AMC stock. It's the same thing. We have rigged it, and the issue is that it's not quite stocks, it's odds. So I would still be very surprised if it's not Bryce Young at number 1 overall. But Mel, by the way, does love Will Levis. Number 5, C.J. Stroud. No change, by the way, in the top 5 for Mel of his big board. But number 6 is a change. Bijan Robinson out of Texas. He was number 9, jumps actually kind of back up to number 6 on Mel's board. It's all about the positional value for Robinson. The talent is pretty obvious. So who is your number 1 player in the 2023 NFL Draft? You can go Bijan. You can go any player you want. Sound off for me in the comment section right now. Number 7, Anthony Richardson. Look, the potential is there. The upside is there. The downside is there. It's a scary. Everyone gets fired. Everyone gets a pay raise or promotion if Richardson hits or does not hit. Number 8, Devon Witherspoon. Obviously down a spot since Bijan slid up here. He was number 7 last time around. He got that dog in him. He ran the 4.4s, answering some questions about his top-end speed. It makes me feel very confident in his game. Christian Gonzalez is up 2 spots from number 11 to number 9. Very fluid football player. I have no real complaints. Here's some adjustments. I don't have Richardson that high myself. I've got Peter Skoronski higher on my own personal board. I'll link that, by the way, in the comment section of today's show. Peter in the description, too. Peter Skoronski's number 10. He was number 8. Is he a guard? Is he a tackle? I don't know. I think this is a more extreme conversation of the Rashawn Slater one, where Slater did have longer arms. Skoronski's 32 1/4. Super, super small arms. The only change from my top 10 versus Mel's top 10, some minor adjustments. I am also lower on substantially Will Levis and Richard, but the non-quarterbacks we see very similarly. Paris Johnson Jr., number 11, up 3 spots. He's played guard and he's played tackle, and he's got about almost 4 inches on arm length compared to Peter Skoronski. That's a big difference. Ask your girl. Number 12, Nolan Smith. We both have, I believe, pure first-round grades. I'm not sure how many real first-round grades Mel has here this year, but these are just the rankings. Great athlete, really good run stopper. By the way, might not be like a true 15-sack guy, but I think he'll be a very good player in the NFL. Zay Flowers slides down 3 spots. I think number 10 was a little bit extreme. I think that was a Slight overreaction from Mel as he's the number one receiver ahead of Jackson Smith and Jigba. I've got JSN higher. I do think maybe we don't give enough credence to he missed almost the entire year with a hamstring injury. That's not normal. That shouldn't really happen. But he did have a fantastic 2021 campaign with other first-round receivers all around him because that's what Ohio State does. Remember, folks, if you have not already, please subscribe to us here, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Free videos every single day, the best live coverage you will find for this year's draft. We hit that sub button right now. Broderick Jones didn't allow a sack last year. A bit deceptive. I think some of the footwork needs adjustments to kind of match up with the hand usage, but the upside is there to be one of, if not the best, tackles in this year's class. Tyree Wilson jumps up from 21 to 16. He's been kind of all over Mel's big board. I have him a little bit higher, but not that dissimilar. Mel's higher on Emmanuel Forbes, too, from 22 to 17 in his final big board. He's 166 pounds. That's about what he played at, too, by the way. But he did run a 4.35. I think he goes around. When I saw an NFL.com article saying he was a potential surprise first-round pick, he's been in our first-round mocks for like 3 months now, so that's not going to change. From not ranked to number 18, Jahmyr Gibbs, who I think at one point Mel did have in the top 25, so some adjustments there. I don't know if he can be an every down back with just the lack of size, but McCaffrey-type role, Kamara-type role, let's ride. Dalton Kincaid. Number 19, the tight end out of YouTube, or out of Utah, excuse me. We're on YouTube. The back injury does scare me, but if you want a pass catcher, it's a really, really good option there. Now, Gibbs was also on the surprise first-round pick list. I'm not sure how much of a real surprise that would be, so be aggressive. Name a truly surprising first-round pick in the comment section right now. Number 20, Deonte Banks out of Maryland. Great athlete, great frame, heard some buzz. He maybe didn't interview that great at the combine. We'll see how he interviewed in the just overall process in terms of the meetings and visits, the 30 visits, etc. But he was very good at Maryland. Great athlete. I think he goes round 1. Jordan Addison slides down 2 spots. Also, Banks was 25 last time. But Mel's always been high on Deonte Banks, so I'll give him a lot of credit there. Addison is 21. Missed some time with injury this past year. Wasn't as productive in 20 as he was at Pitt. He's still really good despite being very skinny. He's like a skinny Calvin Ridley. Which was already skinny, which is kind of the concern there. Joey Porter Jr. Maybe he's malnourished Calvin Ridley. Joey Porter Jr. I love him. He's top 20 for me. I think he's top 15, actually. Great length, great size, great athlete. Didn't get thrown at Penn State, which is a sign of how teams felt about him. I love Will McDonald being high up here. There was a point I think he had Mel had Will McDonald at like 12 or something. 23 is much more in the range of where he should be. Very similar grade there. Put him in a 3-4 defense, outside edge, and thrive. Darnell Wright, who I have top 25 as well, at number 24. He was 16 last time on Mel's big board. Again, I think this is much more in line of where he should be. So course correction on McDonald and on Wright. And then Miles Murphy checks in at number 25 on Mel's final big board. I think he should be in that range too. These last guys, JPJ and McDonald, Murphy, I think are right as well. Better adjustments than what some of the previous versions Mel had. We only did this top 25. I will make note that Eddie Tamiwa at a Barre was once, I think, 15th on Mel's big board. He's now 42. Much better. Mel might have gotten some bad info on that one and caused him to skyrocket there. We're going to break down some of the big disagreements I have with Mel, but first, who is Mel Kiper hating on in his 2023 NFL Draft rankings? Drop that player or players in the comment section. I got a bone to pick with Mel here. This is my, what's the Festivus? That's what I'm doing here. Brian Branch is 8 on my board, 34th on Mel's. Mel, be wrong. I am a huge fan of Brian Branch. I will stand him. Michael Mayer was a consistent top 20 player and now is at 32 for reasons. I'm not sure why Mel docked him so much there. I know that I'm much higher than most on Osiris Torrance, but 61 behind Tyler Steen and Matthew Bergeron? No, I will not get on board with that. That is way too low for Osiris Torrance. I'm also higher on Darnell Washington. That's not, 38's actually fine. I get the concerns over him. I'm just going to bet on the giant freak show at tight end. Lucas Van Ness, by the way. I had 24. It was last on my top 25 guys, not in Mel's list, so I wanted to mention him just briefly on that front. Now, I have published my full 2023 NFL Draft Board. The video breaking down part of it is on our NFL Draft channel. It is my pinned tweet, by the way. You can also check the description. I'll put the link to the show or to the actual article with the video with the board. There's a PDF for it as well you can download. Check the description comments there, or just go to chatsports.com/board. That will redirect you to the article. It's got an embed of the Google Sheet for you. It's got the link to the Google Sheet itself where you can see positional rankings too, and it's got just a PDF you can save and download to make it easier if that's how you feel. Go check it out for the 300 player ranks I have in this year's draft.